there, friendlies. How's up? The hell? Get off my damn. Sorry there. I was a little caught up in the moment. Where was I? Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Welcome to the 23rd of April edition of the Bevies, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream, where we will, in fact, have some bevies. We will, in fact, have some blades nearby, and we will, in fact, hopefully discuss something bushcraft related. Not everyone got a notification that this was going up tonight because I didn't have time to set it up beforehand, and it took me 2 hours to get home from work tonight, and then get supper on, and then clean up, and then people on the Discords were saying, "You going on tonight, dude?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm on my way." So yeah, before we go into the side chat and discuss the stuff that I wanted to talk about and didn't have time to set up, I will just say, if you're watching this live stream, time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, thank you for your eyes. Thank you for the comments I see appearing down below the video on these lives. I do appreciate your eyes and ears, even after the fact, when you can't participate in the side chat happening down the side there. I'm proud of myself. I pointed the right way this time. If at any point tonight you really kind of love what's happening around here, I invite you to hit that smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you kind of really don't like what's happening, that's okay. You can hit the frowny thumb. And if you want to take a more active role in supporting the channel, keeping the lights on around here, and keeping me in cool toys, not really, but definitely keeping the lights on around here, then I invite you to investigate the join button. Give it a click, and there you will see that there are 2 tiers of membership available to you, as well as what each tier gets you for your hard-earned money. I know. So without much further ado, 2 things. I'm going to check and see who's in the side chat with me, but also you guys are going to sit with me while I repair my microphone that Harry carried itself during my gigs this weekend. This is a Shure Beta 58A, and I often have an issue with Shure microphones doing this. It's because there's this little screw that you cannot see. Hold on. Let's get my face out of the way. Come on, fool. So, right. Come on, dang it. Right there, there's a little screw that for some reason unscrews itself and won't keep it in. So, I'm going to fix this as we're chatting, but first I'm going to say hi to everyone who's here, just in case. Just in case. There's nothing just in case about it. I'm going to say hi to everyone who's here. What the hell, Jess? So, Country Boy Trapped in the City, Channel Hero, and Channel Mod was in bright and early at 8:30, which is like right after I finally got this live stream set up. He was first, saying hi. Canadian popped in number 2 at 8:45 to 9. Saying evening, people. Oh, and he's got a tip for those of you who live wherever there might be a Princess Auto. They have wool 60 by 84 blankets on sale for $20. So is that's not going to be 100% wool for, you think that's going to be like an 80-20 blend? Christy's popping in. Christy's a channel hero. Saying hi to everyone. We got Grace popping in as well. Nice to see Grace's name in the side chat. Okay, we just got a bunch of people saying hi to each other, so I'm going to skip past that. There's Mark Davidson, channel hero. How you doing tonight, Mark? I hope all is well in your little corner of the place. Ian, the web lord. Hi, Ian. It's just o'clock. Yes, it is. And he popped in at exactly 9 o'clock. That is some... that's punctuality, that right there. Hey, look who else we got here. We got the Peanut Trucker in the House, channel Mod. Where are you tonight, Chris? What part of the country, of your country, are you in? I hope wherever it is, the weather's fantabulous. The weather here has been kind of cold and gray lately. But, you know, whatevs, right? Hey, we got Destiny popping in. Also asking Chris where he might be tonight. We have David Evans, channel hero and channel mod, saying hi to everyone. Now, I always say it, but you gotta hang with it. Channel hero and channel mod, so remain polite so that you don't get the hammer dropped on you. And I'm just taking a look. No, that was Peanut Trucker, but he is not actually answering the question yet. I feel that, hold on a second, I just have to tell my phone that I took my 9 o'clock pill. Oh, and apparently I can watch myself live right now. That's good. I guess that means I'm a subscriber to my own channel. Is that meta? Is that like super meta? A little postmodern. Destiny's asking if the Marcus is here tonight. I haven't seen him yet, but I'm still scrolling, so maybe. So many people saying hi to everyone. Mark says drop of blue Loctite on the screw, maybe. Yeah, I thought of that actually. I definitely thought of that as well because I just used my blue Loctite for the first time on our exercise bike, and so now I've got now I realize that I have it, right? Like, I mean, I knew I had it, but it's like an out of sight, out of mind thing. But I may do that. He's in Iowa tonight. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. It's yawn o'clock. We got Shawnee in the house as well. How's it going, Shawnee? Are you just listening in the background tonight? Are you busy? You working? Cliff's here. A tired fox. Yeah, I'm bushed. I am wrecked. Last night I was supposed to get my tax stuff together because we're getting a little late. And I sat down on my computer and fell asleep until 11. Like, crumbs. So I know what I'm doing after the live stream tonight. There's Serge saying hi to everyone, but you had to put down your cat today, so you might be a little less active. I saw that post, Serge. I remember putting down a cat. It's a heartbreak. It's absolutely a heartbreak. Pets, man. Everyone's like, it was just a dog. It was just a cat. No, it's never just a dog or just a cat. It's never just. I mean, these animals come into our lives for very often their entire lives. They know you better than they know anyone else, and then you know them, and you get companionship, and then they start to slow down on you, or they get sick, or something happens, and then they're gone, and it's a big adjustment. I had a couple of cats for a long, long time, Taro and Darmood, and when we had to put Taro down, he was black. He was like this black cat, except he had one white toe. And I remember that week, I was walking through the darkened living room, and there was like out of the corner of my eye, I saw the taro lump sort of on the couch. So I reached over to give him a little pat. It was just a cushion that had been dropped in an awkward way, and I thought, whoa, this is going to take some time to get over. So I definitely feel for your loss today, Serge. And then when we had to put Taro down, Darmood didn't last long past that. He was gone in about a month later, maybe a month later. And he died under our bed. You're in Iowa, so close to South Dakota, and the weather is beautiful and nice. Excuse me. Oh, stop yawning, man. David says that Scott can have his hammer proxy done. Okay, I'm sure Scott will use his powers for good. Destiny, why the 2-hour drive home? Traffic? Yes, it was definitely traffic. It should have been about a 45-minute drive, but forget about it. I don't know what the hell was going on. Shawnee's waiting for the third child to go to bed so she can clock in on the computer. So she will be working tonight. Everyone's saying sorry to Serge for his loss, which is good. Canadian just had an ad. Really? Oh, that was at like 10 past 9. Okay. Did I get to the bottom of the side chat? Have I caught up already? I like that. I'm going fast. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is with these pliers, I'm going to position this thing in there. And I have, David Evans says, I put down my share of pets and it really sucks. Yes, it definitely does. Now, I've got some mini screwdrivers here, but I don't know if I have one that's a flathead. Yes, I do, sir. I do indeed have a flathead. Tools coming in handy. Now, I do believe that we are not going to enjoy the presence of Russell tonight. He said he was busy tonight. So, we ain't going to hold our breath. Yeah, that's the right size. This is from a little set of tools I got for working on my computer. Well, in fact, they're marketed as tools for working on your computer. Okay, so I'm going to stick this in. And with the pliers, I'm going to position it right. I said with the pliers, I'm going to position it right. Fool. What's up with you? There we go. Okay, we're going in. Going in hot. Drop it like it's hot. Now I'm going to, there we go. Okay. I have positioned it exactly, which you cannot see. But can you? See that little screw positioned exactly? And now I'm going to adjust the screw so that this thing doesn't harry-kiri itself. Next time I'm gigging. Man, okay, I'll tell you something about this weekend's gigs. So we were not using our normal fiddler because he could not get here. I mean, look, he lives in Calgary, right? And he has a wife and kids. And he has a job that has him traveling all the time. So his wife is like, can you maybe be home at some point? So, I mean, I get it. We use some fill-in fiddlers. And we were using this fill-in fiddler that we use a lot, actually. Her name is Amanda. She's very capable. Schnitzel, that didn't work. She's a good fiddler. Doesn't get thrown easily when you throw something new at her. Anyway, so there was this person at the pub this weekend, this woman who I maybe uncharitably called a walking Harley Davidson. And she liked this fiddler, man. She was like kind of unnaturally skinny, clearly tripping balls. Like you could see in her eyes, like and the fact that she was loud and over the top, and like, man, she was into our fiddler. She was like, "You got it, baby. You go, girl. You're knocking it out of the park, honey." And then she was trying to get the other girls to dance with her and stuff, but like she was kind of too forceful. And so they were all like, you know what? You go sit there. And anyways, so it was uncomfortable, but we've had uncomfortable happen before, so it didn't really ruin the night or anything. And eventually she sort of staggered out the door, blah, blah, blah. And, we did the rest of our show. But then she came back the next night and it was the same damn thing. And she would just sort of go and sit down at the end of a table full of people she didn't even know, right? And just make herself at home and talk to them. And I remember the second night I could hear, like, there was some people sitting there and she came and, "You go, girl. You're great, honey. I love you." And then she sat down at the end of this table, and I guess she was trying to chat up the people she was sitting with. And I heard one of them say, "Can you not breathe on me?" It was just like, yeah, I've been wondering what she smells like. But anyways, I mean, she didn't cause any problems or anything. She was awkward and loud and obnoxious, but like she didn't get violent or anything. And second night as well, she sort of ran out of steam because I think what happens is she just gets too damn high to stand and staggers out the door and goes home or goes to the hotel or whatever. But anyway, I don't know. When you do what we do, for as long as we've done it, you've pretty much seen everything from the stage. I mean, we've been flashed. I mean, there have been people, you know, going full on intercourse in the back of we've seen everything. But like I see I saw that woman, and very often when it's someone doing something really stupid or whatever, it's like, man, at one point you were a happy 5-year-old. What happened that now you're sitting here tripping balls on like something hard? Because I mean, I recognize what someone on heroin or something like that looks like, or coke or whatever, versus someone who's just like smoking a doob and chilling out. Like, how did you end up there? And it's not the kind of thing that is going to keep me up nights or anything, but it makes me a little sad, because I think that everyone should have the chance at dying a happy person, at having a great life and dying a happy person someday. And so whenever, there's not entirely sure how to put this. And anyways, it's too maudlin for a live stream about beard blades and bushcraft. So let's move it. Let's move it on. Sally's asking the important questions. Did everybody hit that thumbs up? And I just don't know. And of course, because of the way YouTube now works, I'm not going to know unless I reload that page. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reload that page. Just make sure to click in that page so I don't reload my StreamYard page and kick myself out of the live stream, because I've never done that before, right? We got 18 people watching, 14 people thumb uppings. So who's hurting me, man? Who's out there being all hurtful and brat like? Those pliers look like scissors. They're old. I don't know quite how old, but they're not young. But they got like a little sort of bladed bit in the center, like right there, right? Or maybe that's a wire stripper. Yeah. I don't remember where I even got these. They were either my grandpa's or they came with the house or some damn thing. But they still work great. Disney says my Calgary fiddler is probably unavailable because he turned it onto 6th Avenue during rush hour, worse than entering the time warp. He is almost never at home. His job has him flying everywhere. He's an executive for a ground crew company, so he's traveling to airports across the country all the time. Peanut Trucker say it ain't easy being a rock star. It ain't easy. It ain't easy being cheesy. Destiny's asking Sash what his pet's name was. Our pug was called Fatty. Cried like a baby for once when she crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah. Peanut Trucker says that we should have Canadian as a guitar player and singer. He's a one-man band. Yeah, but he does a different kind of music than my circuit is. We're like a Celtic pop band. Actually, some of you have heard us. I even sent a CD to Sean in Alaska once, way back when. Everyone is asking where Marcus is. I don't think he's here yet. Canadian hasn't played at a venue in years. We're at David hated traveling for work. I wouldn't do it. I absolutely wouldn't do it. I can't do it for reasons that I'm not going to talk about online. My wife does a job. My wife does a job that I'm not going to talk about online, but it absolutely eliminates my ability to do that, to travel for work. I have to be here. I have to be the main parent. Just that's the way her job rolls our lives. Peanut Trucker says, I've seen you play. Oh, on the series of COVID videos that we put out. Was that it? Oh, look what Country Boy did. Gifted memberships. Way to go. Thanks a lot. Are you doing that just to see who is lurking? To see if Marcus is lurking? Is that why you did it? Oh, hey, there he is. There's Marcus. We've been people were asking about you. How's it going? How you doing? Okay, I have a question here. Oh, you know what? On the YouTube chat, everyone who just got gifted a membership shows up, but not in the StreamYard chat. So in that case, for those of you who are lurking, I'm just going to say hi there, Darth Vader, Grace. Well, of course, Grace Martin's not lurking. Long's Quest, how's it going? Skip, Whiskey Harbor, nice to see your name popping up. Marcus, of course. Scott Kabitsky. I do hope that I pronounced your name right, Scott, but welcome to the show. Kelly Flynn, how's it going? Nice to see you. And Jennifer's here. Peanut Trucker's wife, Jennifer, is here. Charles and Annie, how's it going, you folks? How are things down in the Philippines today? Christy says that no one's heard from Darth Vader since January, so it's weird he got one. I think we were asking how Darth Vader is doing in the last. Was it the last? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, Chris says my wife isn't watching, but it gifts her every time, even though she's not on. So maybe some of these people aren't on. How the heck does that work? I have no idea how that works then. I love it. I love what David said. I call bullshift, you lurking hero. I love it. Scott says that I got it right. Okay, that's good. That's good. Whenever it's a name that I don't quite recognize how to say, I'm always like, okay, am I going to do this? Worst thing that can happen is that I can be corrected. Because, dude, my name is Jesse Corbeil. Look at how that's spelled. Oops. Look at how that's spelled. Okay? Whenever I'm in English Canada, that name is a circus ride. So I'm very sensitive to buggering up other people's names. Whiskey Hob is in the house saying good day, folks. So this seems to be fixed now for the next little while at any rate. But yeah, what I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to plug it in and make sure it still works, which I was going to do tonight while we were here, but I don't know what I'd plug it into because my amp right behind me, it only takes 1/4 inch. So anyways, I'll test it later on. And yeah, I'm going to put some Loctite on that to keep it good and solid. Methinks. Destiny says unto Marcus, I bet the pups are growing fast. Oh yeah, they must be at this point. Oof, Marcus says close to 60 pounds. Well, we got some more fish this week, okay, for our fish tank. It's very colorful in there right now. So we have pets too. We were there and there was a conure. Conure? Yeah. The missus and I used to have lovebirds, right? They're tiny parrots, and they're so much better than parakeets, but they're literally small parrots. And so whenever we're in a pet store, we always go and look at the birds, but we're not going to have birds again, I don't think. When I had those birds and I was doing live streams or videos or whatever, people would be like, what's all the cheeping in the background? I'm like, it's the damn birds. And it's funny because I love birds. I mean, I have, you guys, OG members know how many bird feeders I have in my backyard, right? And how I've been fighting with the squirrels to keep them off my bird feeders and everything. But having them in the thing is, they're cute. I really do like birds, but I don't want to have a pair of birds. Maybe, I don't know. Oh no, what kind of fish? I forgot what they're called. I don't remember what any of the fish we have are called. We have one of those that's like a sucker fish that sort of cleans the cleans the glass. We have some shrimp to clean the bottom. One of them is an orange something shrimp, orange spice, whatever. Like there's a lemon shrimp that's really, really bright yellow, which we tried to get, but when the guy was scooping, he got one of the orange ones instead. We had, I don't remember what they're called. You know what? What I'll do, Marcus, is I will take a picture and post it on the Discord. You're not on the Discord, are you? I'll post you a picture of what we got. There's Jennifer. How's it going? Nice to see you. Ian says, Corbeil, pronounced exactly how it looks, but my last name is Lalonde, so may skew my pronunciation. Exactly. Yeah, I think we understand each other, Ian. But when I lived in Manitoba, man, you wouldn't believe what people would pronounce and Manitoba has a big French population, and I lived in a Franco city, so I don't know what the hell. Oh, so you're loading up for Houston, Chris? Okay. Look who's here, Susie Q. It was 28 degrees last night in April. Never seen that before in New York. Okay, because I was going to say, wow, 28. So 28 in New York that's old money. So that's cold. Yeah, it's been cold up here too, this past week. Mark says, my experience has been that fish don't chew my shoes, furniture, etc., as bad as puppies do. Yeah, that is definitely true. I really miss having a dog, though. I really liked having a dog. I loved having cats. I'm allergic to cats. So my doctor made me a prom. Well, he wanted me to get rid of my cats. I told him where to go. So he said, okay, when your cats have moved on, do not get more. I said, okay, deal. Yeah, Canadian damn squirrels. Country boy. I keep doing that. Country boy is going to get some fish. They're not going in the tank, though. They're going in my belly. It's not the same. Jennifer says, we have wild birds outside and pet birds inside. Yeah, and I would probably be doing the same thing. I just, I'll be the one who ends up cleaning the damn cage, and I don't want to. Christy's asking if I have any clownfish or Nemo or Dory's. No, because those are saltwater fish. I'm tempted to get a saltwater tank, but yeah, I also don't want to have like a million fish tanks. I'm okay with one fish tank. I can watch the fish forever. What I love about fish is that they're the only creatures that really, like, underwater creatures are the only ones that really, really live in a fully three-dimensional world, right? Because birds, yes, they can fly and they can go up and down, but they have to land at some point. Or like 99% of them do, right? Dogs, cats, rats, squirrels, us, monkeys, apes, giraffes, lions, armadillos, whatever you can. We all live in a world of planes, right? We're three-dimensional, but we don't really live in three dimensions the way fish do, right? Because we always have to be resting on something, whereas fish, they're neutrally buoyant, right? So they're floating there in the water, floating in. Anyways, I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, but I do think fish are bloody fascinating. No, Marcus, I will when I have like double the subs. I don't feel that it's worth it for me to do a Discord right now because there aren't a lot of people who would be on it, kind of thing. But I'm on Russell's Discord, so I post a bunch of pictures there. Christy says you want, yeah, okay, I'll put on the Discord as well. Destiny says my maiden name looks like an eye chart. David says, what's pink and lies on the butt? Hey, I'm not going there. Peanut Trucker says, just left home, be back home for my birthday weekend in May. Which weekend is your birthday weekend in May? Peanut Trucker, because I also have my birthday in May, on May the 21st, in fact. May the 21st. It's an excellent day for birthday. Scott says I'm in Wisconsin. It was 70 today. So 70 in old money. What would that be in? Where's my conversion experts at? 70 degrees freedom is what degree is Canadian? Is that like in the 20s? Like low 20s kind of thing? I think we hit 19 degrees today, but I don't know. It didn't feel like it to me. Tim popping in with my dog humped the basil plant again. What the F? Yep, that's bizarre. Canadian reloaded this disc. Yeah, I'm gonna start that entire sentence one more time. One more time. I reloaded Discord app, so if you have one and want to look me up, I haven't set up a Discord for my own channel yet. It's in my plan though. There's a bunch of things that I would like to do once the channel gets a little bigger. Oh, in Arizona, Christy says it was 99 degrees freedom yesterday and 97 today, but we should have a slight cool down soon because, yeah, that's clocking in pretty close to 40 degrees Canadian. That's stankin' hot, unless I'm totally blowing my conversion there. Like upper 30s, maybe. Rebel with an oh hi. Cardinal chirps are back around 5 a.m. just before the roaster. Yeah, we have a family of, or there are 3 cardinals. Well, right now it's 2, but there was like a male, a female, and a juvenile last year. I've seen them, a male and a female again, coming back this year. I love cardinals, though, man. I like the way they sound. I love the way they look. Love them. Jennifer says, I'm the same with cats. No more when these are gone, but the birds will outlive us. Yeah. The missus and I wanted to get an African gray. Those are loud, though. They were expensive. It was like $2,000. And I don't know who we would will a bird to. You know, like, well, I guess maybe one of the kids would take it. Kelly Simmons in the house. How's it going, Kelly? How's the weather where you are? Country Boy says, David, Mr. Evans, you are such a walking dad joke. Way to go. Marcus is excellent at killing fish somehow. Well, if you're a fisherman, then that's fabulous. If you're not a fisherman, then maybe don't buy any more fish. Susie says, I had lots of birds in a cage, but the mice squeezed in the cage and ate their food, so I had to get rid of the birds. Really? How the hell did mice squeeze into that cage? You guys are getting adverts, so that means it's 9:30. Yeah. Okay. So Chris's birthday is May the 12th. Oh, it's coming right on up, which is weird because, as Jennifer says, reverse the numbers and you got my birthday. Hey, Canadians on May the 20th. What the heck? We should do like a birthday live stream. Are any of those days near a Tuesday? Because my birthday is nowhere near a Tuesday, so I think I actually have no idea. Hold on, let me just take a look at my calendrier. That's April, which we do not want. We want the May. May 21. Oh, is on a Tuesday. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that my family will not allow me to stream on my actual birthday. So maybe that week I'll move it to the 22nd. I'm not going to make any promises or threats about that, though. I'll see how it goes. Okay, so 21 degrees C. Okay. Or 19.5. Okay. Scott says the high tomorrow is going to be 45. So that's pretty cool then. Because freezing for you guys is 32, right? This side of the border, 32 is really hot. That side of the border, 32 is really cold. David's in Toronto right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that is going to be a nasty forest fire season as well. Yeah, which is too bad. There won't be much of a few more years of this, and I don't know how much forest there'll be left. Destiny, I think it's in Fahrenheit, if I remember the chat a little earlier. Peanut Trucker says, we have an African gray that talks and sounds like Jennifer and a military macaw that's loud. I do love the African gray. I think it's a great looking bird. Hey, Serge is going to be in Montreal Thursday and Friday, and it's going to drop to 10 degrees. Yeah. Well, it's good that you're going to be here. Maybe we can, I don't know. If the busy period of my wife's job is over, maybe we can, whatever. I'll talk to you later. Marcus gave up on the aquarium. It got expensive fast. Well, if you keep buying fish to replace the ones that that are dying on you. Oh wow, they had koi's. Oh, but a raccoon got them. Jesus, yikes, that sucks. Koi, I believe, are not cheap. David says, just the boreal forest will survive. I think the boreal forest will go up first. I mean, it's all resinous evergreens, right? I think the forest. Well, no, but the thing is, like, a lot of those boreal trees are designed with a fire cycle in them, right? Is it the black spruce that requires a forest to sort of open up its seed pods? Is it the black spruce? It's one of them. Ugh, excuse me. I'll tell you something. I got to stop with the yawning. Finish the tea. So, no Russell tonight, and I don't see Al. So I guess neither of those guys are around, which is too bad. You know what I might do? Am I going to do this? Are we going to do this? Am I going to just drop the invite for, if anyone wants to come on briefly to have a little chitty make chat, talk about something. If you I just put the link in the side chat. You got to have a mic, you got to have earphones, and you got to stay respectful. I wanted to ask, do you guys want me to have a small panel discussion with the local, by which I mean here, lantern guys? Do like a little lantern discussion episode? I'm going to make a poll about that. A poll. I'm going to make it a poll. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Should I have the lantern experts on for a panel discussion? Ooh, my typo game is on fleek tonight. Hold on a second, folks, while I fix some of that. Oh, that fix is even worse than the problem. There we go. I say boom. I say boom. So should this be like a yes, no, or should it be like a yes, no, or... Okay. And if I hit enter, will it post my poll? No, of course it won't post my poll. I have to click on start poll. Oh, for land's sakes. Work with me here, fool. Oh. There we go. That's why it wouldn't let me start the poll. My third option was too long. Sorry about ignoring you folks, but I just popped a poll into the side chat. Foxit says, come on, fool. There we go. Foxit says, there's a pine tree that will hold seeds until a fire happens. Then the heat basically explodes the cones, shooting seeds everywhere. Yeah, there's a bunch of... one thing I learned while walking around where my dad currently lives in BC, because, look, my dad used to live in Vancouver, right? That's straight up rainforest. But where he is now in the Okanagan, there are these ponderosa pines everywhere. And they're also a tree that has a fire cycle built into their life cycle. Mature ones have a very thick bark that will withstand a burn through. Thing is, a lot of these wildfires are burning different than these trees developed to handle. Like, what would happen, before the Okanagan was all like civilized or whatever, is that a burn through would just come through and burn everything off the floor and just keep on going, just and be gone. So like the trees would be able to withstand that because it's a very short burn. It just sort of tears through and then disappears. The way wildfires tend to behave now, they burn hotter and longer, and they just sort of sit and expand rather than coming through and disappearing. So, whatever's. Destiny says yes to the lantern discussion. Yeah. Destiny says get Marcus to. Yeah. I'm saying like we'd have Marcus and David Evans, and there's someone else here who is pretty good with lanterns. Fox, it would pop up, but sadly don't have any cans accessible. Okay, that's fine. Night, another time. There we go. End of the tea. I'm gonna skip whatever Fox had just said there. Marcus does not have the time tonight. That is fine. Nobody has to come on. Canadian says, "What's that sound again?" I do not know what you are referring to. Heads up, children. What's that sound? Everybody look. What? You only do lanterns from the 1800s? Whoops. Sorry. Yes. No. I'm good. I don't require people to come on. I only do lanterns from the 1800s. Do you really? Like, is that something that you would come on to talk about, or are you just being a snarky pants? Are you snarky pantsing? Snarky pantsing? I should work the phrase snarky pants into conversation at some point this week. Yeah. Excuse me, folks. Yes. So I guess I won't be pouring anything fancy tonight, but maybe I'll pour this. The Epicurean. This is a blend by one of those sort of newfangled blenders that turn it into a real art. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to find another cork for this bottle. Oh, yeah, that's really going to cork itself, eh? Huh. I'm not going to open that bottle. I'm going to wait on that. I guess I'll have this again tonight. I was going to say something, and I've gone and forgotten what it was going to be. Oh, I think next week I have to live stream on Wednesday. I have a school event to go to that starts at like 6:30. That starts at 7, and it'll probably keep me. It's Wait, really? Peanut Chucker. Where are the photos, man? I want to see that. I want to see that. That sounds amazing. I need to see some pics of that, man. That sounds fabulous. And do they all work, or are some of them just sort of showpieces, or what? Tell all. Tell all. I want to know. I want to know. Okay, I'm going to put that one back in its little cylinder and figure out what I'm going to do about the cork at a later date. Yeah, Destiny is in agreement with me. Send some pictures so that we can see. Absolutely. Yeah, that would be cool. Right now, the poll is 100% that yes, this idea needs to happen. But 9 votes. Not everyone's voted, but I mean, 9 votes for, nothing against. Okay, Peanut Trucker has no picks. Yes, they work, and I have some newer ones as well. All right. Well, next time you're home, I would like to see some pigs. Canadian says Florida, being hurricane zone, would have great oil lamps. I can well imagine. Hurricane lanterns, for instance. Chris says, "Let me get Jennifer to take some." Like, how many do you have? Do you have like a massive collection or a kind of a curated small collection? So I'm thinking there's some like cold blast lanterns, some hot blast probably. Do you have any of those ones that had the circular wick, the tubular wick? Do you remember those? Yeah. We cut the power off and live like it's 1880. I love it. Small collection, yeah. That's cool. Destiny is all about seeing the pictures. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm also kind of into antiques. Not like I don't own like a lot of antique furniture or anything like that, but I love old stuff. I like stuff that's built or created at a time when making a great axe was just making an axe kind of thing. Making a great hammer was just making a hammer. Making a high quality table was just making a table, right? Like the quality was inherent in the work. Marcus, impressively, has managed to rein in his purchasing of lanterns. Well, how hard was that? Are you okay? Does it hurt? David just made an. I don't know what that means, but I think that was probably a typo. So he's probably going to correct himself. Hold on. I just had a pop up. Canadian. Chris, how often have you been asked for wick pics? Really? Really? Is that where we're going? Is that the direction we're taking the conversation in tonight? Do I have to tell you to behave yourself? Yeah, I like lanterns. I love like writing or reading or something to lamplight. Absolutely. And I have these memories of a place. Maybe it was a country house that I used to go to. I don't know, but it had one of those, like the bedside, like the old cabin lanterns. Like with the open top, right? Um, like all kind of Victorian looking, maybe like floral paint on the base or whatever. With the little key that you could turn to raise the flame or lower it. Apparently, Canadian made the night's quotable quote. I'm looking for it. Oh, how often have you been asked for wig pics? Right, fair enough. Yeah, quality isn't inherent in much anymore. Absolutely. Whoops. Absolutely, it's not. And I enjoy quality. I love to I love to know when I buy something that, my purchasing philosophy is very, very deep in the um, buy once, cry once kind of approach. I will very often save up an extra 6 months to get the version of something that I know I may be able to pass down to my kids, or it will at least last me a good long time. You know, I love it. Country Boy says, "Good job, Jerry. Getting into the quotable book isn't easy." Destiny is the official keeper of the book. If she decides you're in, then you're in. 21:51. 9 minutes to Scotch time. Um, Related to that, like I've sort of shown this on screen a little bit, like sort of in an offhanded way. So my brain never came back after I had my first dance with COVID. If I don't write something down, it gets forgotten. I've said that, and I realized that I have to write it down in an analog way, like keeping notes on my phone, not working for me. There's something about writing stuff down that helps solidify it in my head. And I guess I like the aesthetic because I work in tech, right? And so there's I feel a real draw towards the analog, a real draw towards woodworking, writing with a pen, writing with a fountain pen. Like I'm 2 steps away from getting like a wax seal, you know? And I wonder what it is. I've sort of hinted at this question a lot in the live streams and in life. And I wonder what makes us, those of us who work, like if you work in bits all the time, very often you end up with this yearning to work in atoms in your off time. And that can mean building stuff. It can mean um, carving stuff. It can mean uh, leather bound notebooks. It can mean like I love the sort of the inherent dichotomy. You spend 8 hours a day or whatever doing nothing but typing or working a mouse, and it gives you this need to feel something in your hands in your off time. David will be right back. Am I ever gonna make a forest fizz for my live? What was the recipe for that? Let me see if I can find that recipe. Did I write it down? I should probably try. Excuse me. So, Chris, you've got some nice stuff. Oh yeah, you got exactly those ones I was talking about having. Okay, so first of all, I want to show this. I bet you that's an actual Dietz, isn't it? You Dietz guys. Dietz fans are often known as Dietz nuts. That looks really nice. I would love to get a Dietz, but an old one because they're made in China now, right? They're not made in the U.S. anymore. So I would love to get an old one. Yeah, these are what I was talking about that I sort of had a memory of having in a bedroom of a cabin I used to sleep in or something. I love that little one with the white base. Very nice. And these are all vintage? These ones? I love a nice lantern. Forest Fizz is a sparkling drink that is made by mixing birch sap, lime juice, and ginger ale. I'd have to get some birch sap. Let me mark that down though. In my little book. Because in my little book, I do have a page or two for cocktail ideas. Oh, that's bushcraft ideas. Hold on a second here, people. Nope, that's songs to practice. Where the heck is my damn cocktails page? Give me a second here. No, that's my way log. Cocktails. Just give me a second. I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. So, birch sap. I'd probably use birch water because birch sap would probably be hard to work with. Lime juice. Freshly squeezed, or your mama didn't love you. Ginger ale. So like an ounce of birch water, an ounce of lime juice, and like 3 ounces of ginger ale, I guess. Oh, the hanging one is a newer one. Okay. Yeah, Destiny likes that second one too. Excuse me. Yeah, I could make that drink. I mean, there's nothing to it. 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 2 ounces, or 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 3 ounces. Maybe 1, 1, 2. Destiny posted the rest of the description. Yeah. Harvested from the local environment. I do like birch. I have a birch syrup. Like a birch cocktail syrup. I have a birch cocktail syrup. I'll play with it a little bit. And then when I've got the recipe down pat, then maybe I'll do it on a live. I have a birch syrup, and I think I have a black spruce syrup or something. Like I have an evergreen syrup as well. I should probably try to come up with something. I'll say, Destiny, I done it. I got a successful drink. Gonna make it on Tuesday, kind of thing. And then I will make it, and it will be fantastic. And then you guys will all make it, and it'll be fantastic. It's 10 o'clock. Oh, no, it's only 9:59. Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I have lists of things that I need to be, that I have sort of said I would look into. Where is it? Like the 72-hour bag, right? I was going to talk about that. I haven't had time to. Fortunately, my wife's busy time seems to be coming to an end, so I will have time for something other than making supper and keeping the house going. Where was it? 72-hour bag. Yeah, 72-hour pack. Sheath idea for Country Boy. Edit a video. Yeah. It's a busy life here, people. David's back. That's good. That's great. Welcome back, David. David, I did a poll to see if I was going to do a panel discussion with you and Marcus and maybe Chris about lanterns. It seems to me that only 9 people voted, but they all said yes. So you're on the hook for that. Find some good headphones. I don't know when we'll do it, but we'll do it. All right, Serge is out. He's got a long drive tomorrow. All right, so good night, Serge. Again, sorry for the sad news of you losing your cat. Oops, hold on. There we go. But sleep well and have a good drive tomorrow. Country Boy's got his wild turkey barrel strength sitting on rocks. Nice. and it's 2200. So Slanja. There we go. Peanut Sugar says birthday bash May 14th. Let me take note and see what I can what I can do about that. Let me see if I have anything on May 14th. It's 4th to the 10th. Oof. Maybe. I have a very big day that day, but let's see. I'm going to take note. I'll put a question mark next to it. Okay, I've written that down with a question mark. I'll see how things go. We have a very big day that day, and not a pleasant one. Not too pleasant, not too unpleasant, but anyway, whatever. We're gonna move it right on. I'm gonna end the poll. Oh, except that somebody just voted. I mean, it's all voting yes. So I'm gonna keep the poll open for another 3 minutes and close it at 10:05. Peanut Trucker's got his root beer. I again tonight. I did not have time to go and get beer for tonight. I don't mind it though. Like it's frustrating that I keep not having time to go and get a beer, but I like the fact that I'm drinking a little less on these live streams. But you know how it bees. Got 17 people still kicking back with us, which is cool, which is great, which is fabulous. I think sometimes I tend to sort of start slowing down as fatigue catches up with me, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen tonight. But when that does happen, it's kind of like those of you who hang out anyway. It's like you guys are heroes on a whole different level. David just bought a new lantern. His favorite. So is that a dual fuel one? And is it a vintage one? Like they're the single mantle, right? Hold on, I'm gonna oops. I tried to look it up, but I wrote absolutely the wrong thing. Okay. Yeah, I think. Did you show me one of these at one point? Yeah. Should you guys want me to share the screen so that you can? Hold on. There we go. So here it is. Looks an awful lot like what I have. I don't quite remember the model number of what I have, but I mean, look, yeah. Oh yeah, there's a dual fuel one, but that's not a it's not a 200A. This look at these three. Look at those three pretties. Look at them pretties. I really like sort of vintage lanterns. I love the vintage stuff. Look there. Look at that. I believe that is, in fact, pretty as hell. Stop sharing the screen. Destiny's asking the important questions. How many in total so far? Country Boy will make up for my lack of drinking. He's a good buddy. Yeah. Jesus, David's up to 25? That one that Marcus sent me is so cool. It's so great. It makes me kind of think that like having 2 lanterns is so much better when the power goes out than just having to rely on candles, that like, maybe I should get a 3rd lantern of some sort. So, you know, I can have one in the living room, one in the kitchen, one to walk around the house with, like a ghost of Christmas past. Yeah, love the old green Colemans. Absolutely. It's cool that you're going to be getting the ones that your dad's had. Vintage is best, in my opinion, even though sometimes you got to work on them to get them back up to speed. I keep thinking, like, whenever I think of vintage, I think of that video I once saw years ago, that a guy did of his Groman #1, his D.H. Russell #1, what we call the Canadian belt knife, that he'd been using, that had been his knife, his belt knife, for like 40 years. And yeah, it was clearly used. It was clearly an older Groman. It didn't have like the hole at the end of the handle with the lanyard through it, right? Because that was a later development. But like, you could just tell, you know, the guy picked it up and you could tell that, yeah, he's been using this knife for 40 years because there's a familiarity with the way he held it, with the way he sort of looked at it. I mean, he knew every centimeter of that knife. And I love that kind of thing, you know? I kind of wish that I had a bass guitar that I'd been using for like 30 years. I don't. The ones I have here, I've been using since, well, the Sadowski I bought myself for my 40th birthday, and I'm 51 now. So I've had that one for 11 years. And the Fender, I bought right after we finished cutting our album, because there was a couple of songs that I wanted that sound in and I couldn't get it. So that was about 2010. So neither of my basses are new. I know them very well, but not the way using the same bass for like 3 decades. You know, there's a familiarity there that you only get after a long, long time. Mark is dropping some truth. Formula for correct number of lanterns is n+1. I get it. Country Boy says, just did a search for vintage Coleman's. Prices are crazy. I'll have to dig out my dad's from this mid-60s and get a model number. I'll never sell it, but I'd like to see what it's worth. Don't see what it's worth. If you never want to sell it, don't see what it's worth. I made that mistake on something, and I don't remember what it was, but like, because then it suddenly became, look, if everything really goes to hell, I can sell this thing. Just know that what you have is almost guaranteed to be worth a lot, and just enjoy having it, you know? Yeah, David, I looked it up. I said, simplicity is best. In fact, now I'm wondering, do I have a 200A? If I was not the only one on screen, I would go and get mine to take a look at it, but I will not. I know that mine is from the same year I was born, which is cool. So cool. But I don't want to like have too much of a lantern discussion tonight, because I don't want to, you know, steal my own thunder. Oh yeah, it's currently 10 past 10. But like now there's 14 votes. All right, I'll leave the poll open until 10:30, and if we're still at 14 votes by then, I'll close it. But I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point that the yays have it. I mean, right now, 100, it's 100% yes, and that's 14 votes, and there are only 20 people online right now. So, hold on a second. That's a 335, like the one marked. Yes, right. Yes, mine is a 335. Absolutely. Country says it could be worth thousands. All I have is this lantern and the old Bowie. No money is enough to sell them. I just keep them for my kids. Like, I sometimes wonder what, like, the missus and I did our wills, right? And so everything goes to my kids. But like, is it better to pass my really expensive base down to my daughter, or to have an executor sell it for what it's worth and pass, and put that money into a fund or something? And granted, she's currently playing bass for school, but I don't know if she's going to stay interested in it, right? I think about things like that all the time. Like, how much of my stuff is my family going to care about? It's amazing how many times somebody dies leaving heirloom level stuff that nobody in the family likes because it's not their style or blah, 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 right? Everyone takes one thing to remember grandma by, and then like a lifetime of stuff ends up on the corner. Take me free. And so I look around at all the stuff that I've had forever and that has meaning for me, and that may not have any meaning for my daughters. My axes. Camille likes axes, but does she like axes enough to treasure my collection of axes when I'm gone? Or will she just, I mean, they're not cheap axes, right? Some of them are really cheap axes, but I mean, like my bunch of Gransfors axes, she could sell. I don't know. Hey, there's Jim. How's it going, Jim? Just popping in to say howdy. Vote, give a thumbs up, post a comment, then say, okay, see you later. Have a good night. Safe drive. I mean, I don't want to drag the live stream down, right, with that kind of modeling conversation, but it is the kind of thing that I think about a lot because I have a lot of crap. Lots of stuff. Wow, David, just wait, hold on. Peanut Trigger says, just like my cast iron collection that's been passed down from generation to generation is priceless. Yeah, I love old cast iron. Old cast iron across the board seems to be demonstrably better than the current stuff. Like, I bought a Lodge cast iron, the ridgy pan, the pan with the ridges on the bottom, because I'd heard that Lodge was like this great American brand. What a piece of crap. There's nothing fabulous about that pan. It's just another uber modern whatever pan punched out of a factory. I mean, if I was going to spend some big money on cast iron, there's a Swedish brand that costs a mint, but it seems to be sort of old school cast iron quality. So David got a Coleman lantern heater and stove for $70. Great deal. Yep, that sounds great to me. Peanut Trucker's got the old green stove. I also have an old green stove. Sure do. Sure like it. Cast iron is all you use. I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't, but I do use cast iron for like tomato sauces and stuff. I would prefer to use stainless for stuff like that. I have a large wok that is carbon steel. I got to tell you, carbon steel is something else, man. I don't do the Teflon thing. I don't have nonstick cookware, especially because, like, if you're cooking right, stainless and cast iron are both nonstick. You throw your chicken breast down, let it build a crust, and then it's not going to stick. If you're trying to move it too fast, yeah, it's stuck to the bottom. But apparently Jennifer has some stainless pots. Yeah, I use them for certain contexts. I don't like stainless as much at all, but I mean, it's good for certain things. I'm still on the lookout for an outdoors cast iron Dutch oven with the concave lid on it so that you can put coals on. Passive looking. I mean, I'm not like out there scouring the internet looking for this because they're expensive, right? I don't want to suddenly feel that I have to put my money where my mouth is, but I would still like to get one of those. I know that they tend to come with feet, and maybe I just cut the feet off. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I just kicked something under my desk. But I want to do some serious outdoor cooking on a Dutch oven, like make some bread, bring out my inner Ray Mears, or stew or something. I would like to do some episodes on outdoor cooking, like Scrambled O used to do, or like Men of the Pot. Maybe not like the full Men of the Pot, Men of the Pot. Those guys, maybe not like full on their style, but I love watching outdoor cooking videos. There's a YouTube video of a New York chef who gets sent on a survival cooking expedition that I've spoken about here before, and I rewatch a lot. It's from like one of those food channels. Bon appetit. Pro chef tries survival cooking for the first time. Bon appetit. Excuse me while I share that. With you peoples. I watch it not over and over again, but it is something that I rewatch every now and again. There you go. Right click, open in a new tab, and watch. Country Boy says, my job is to start again. My job is to tell the stories of the mementos of the family and care for them. The kids can do what they see fit when I pass them on, which at the end of the day is what's going to happen anyway, right? And you're not going to be around to like haunt them or anything. So Ian says, old green Coleman stove I bought in a parking lot for $40 years ago. It joined the father-in-law's 60s green Coleman lantern. I love it. Love it. David says, don't pass stuff on to your kids if they're not interested. Pass it to someone who will appreciate it. You know what you just reminded me of? When my dad's mother-in-law, so my stepmom's mom, was advancing into her end game. What she did was she asked people what of her stuff they would like when she was gone, and she just wrote their name on a piece of masking tape and put it under the tabletop on this thing or on the back of that teapot or whatever. And so that things were pre-parceled out. There was no case of two people going for the same item when she was gone, and everyone was just okay with the fact that everything that wasn't chosen just gone. Destiny says, the Victorian Kitchen Garden series had a whole bunch of antique items that I would love to get my hands on. Yep. Country Boy says, I plan on haunting them regardless. Fair enough. And thank you for not saying irregardless, because that is not a word. I mean, hey, haunt on, right? If that's whatever gets you through the night, as John Lennon said. I am. Yeah, no, that was going to be way too maudlin for a David. No, that is not a word. Why you got to be like that? David's such a brat sometimes. Such a brat. Oh, did I say sometimes? I meant often. David, maybe I should come in and see you again this year. I'm trying to see if I can go and see Russell again. Kick back on his land. If I do, I'll try to come and see you for a day and a night or something as well. That was really cool to meet and hang out at your great place. Mark says, yeah, I have some family things that mean a lot more to me because of the accompanying stories. And at the end of the day, that anything that is a family heirloom that's been there for a few generations is going to have some stories to it. And I guess that's why I sort of get sad when I think of someone's treasured stuff ending up on the street corner when they're gone, right? Because it's not just stuff. It's family history. It's, this table has been in my family for 3 generations. Yeah, but I hate it. Like, okay, so it's going to go on the street, or it'll get sold as an antique or an estate sale or something. I would love to take a look at an estate sale sometime soon and see what I can see. See if anyone's got any really cool stuff up, on. Sorry, I just noticed that YouTube is just a little different than. So weird, the way. I'm talking with squirrel. So sorry about that. Ian says, do an RR trip. I think that means, no, I want it to mean rest and relaxation, but I think he means railroad. I think he means to take the train, which I would do. I enjoyed the train last time. I was very happy to take the train. I like traveling by train. Peanut Sugar says, we make our bread in an enamel cast iron, and I have a big pot for coals and also a hanging pot for over the open fire. We love outdoor cooking. I would love a nice enameled pot. We have some enameled pans, but they're really cheap and they're already crazing. We haven't even had them for a year yet, But I would love a really nice old enamel pot. David says, I'll be here. You can get back here. I promise not to be too bratty. Destiny says there's a high demand for the old school vehicles in our area. The cars, trucks with no computer were associated with them. No. Country boy, my kids are pretty interested in family history. I have no qualms about leaving it to them. Fair enough. Chris is like, don't change David Evans. Foxit is still here. What I will often do if I'm listening in on a that didn't work. Let me start that whole sentence one more time. What I will often do if I'm listening in on a live stream, just to show the person that I'm still here, is I'll just hit a period and send it. Just so that they know. Mal knew exactly what I was doing when I did that, for instance, and I think Russell does as well. I'm trying to open up that. Look at that collection of cast iron. Look at this, look at this, you guys. Oh, I'm trying to hide my face so it will. That's a bunch of cast iron. Some of that stuff looks fairly new. Some of it doesn't, though. Is that like a cast iron wok in the corner? I do like my my carbon steel wok. I would love to have some more carbon steel for sure. Like I prefer carbon steel over stainless. I don't know if there are contexts in which stainless is better than carbon steel, but Country Boy says David is way too old to change. He's the David we have all come to love. But yeah, Chris, that's a very nice collection of cast iron. You have great taste in old stuff. What? But you know what I'm saying. Like you have some really nice. Oh, you got like a little bunt pan as well. Oh, I didn't notice this up at the top. That's where your enameled stuff is. I love that. Are those Le Creuset? The one in the center at least looks like is Le Creuset, which by the way is way too rich for my blood, but I would love to have some. Ah, and you got a lantern. So is that lantern lit? Like is that lantern on fire? Yeah, if I look at it just on my phone, because on the screen here, it looks like it's got a light bulb in it, but here it looks like it's very nice stuff. I love the wood on your walls too. Stop yawning, dude. Gosh. Grace says one of the coolest heirlooms we have is from my husband's family. We have a buttload of old German pre-World War II paper money. Not worth anything, but we have millions of marks. I have some. I would have to step off screen, but I have some pre-war German marks too, I think. Ian. These are the Davids I know. Christy says, yes, YouTube channel. She did some outdoor bushcrafting lately, but lately has been the cottage. Who was I talking about? Wait. Destiny says, which YouTube channel? Wait. Okay, actually. Okay, so Christy says, you would probably love Joanna's dream house. She's rebuilding a cottage and tons of antiques. So Destiny says, which YouTube channel? And then Christy answered, yes, YouTube channel. So Destiny, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that what you should look up is Joanna's dream house. And that'll probably get you the YouTube channel you're looking for. In fact, I'm about to put my money where my mouth is. Joanna's dream house. Oh, I misspelled Joanna's dream house, but YouTube knew what I was talking about anyway. Dream home? Joanna's dream home? Yes, it's Joanna's dream home. Yes, this looks exactly like... Did I blow that? No. Yes, this looks exactly like what we're talking about. So, Destiny, I'm going to share that in the side chat, and you can check it out after the stream by right-clicking and opening it in a new tab. Boom. I say boom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What? Shut up, Jesse. You're 51, for God's sakes. Peanut Sugar says, yes, it's a walk. Most of that is collective cast iron we don't use. All our enamel is from Lodge. Okay. Oh, and Christy actually also says that it's Joanna's dream home. Yeah. Oh, it looks like I was too late to the party. Sorry, folks. Hey, Carol's here. How's it going, Carol? How's the weather where you are? And how's your life treating you on this night of nights? Everything's good? And there's me being helpful after the fact. Oh, well. It's okay. I'm not hurting or anything. If she has, I'm going to check out this channel later, but if she has one of those, like, you know, this kitchen, I keep talking about these, but you know, like the kitchen ranges, the wood burning ranges that are like 2 ovens, whatever, and like a box with where you put the wood and, you know, like a firebox. And I love that stuff. I want to cook a meal on one of those old school, big honking, wood burning kitchen stoves. That's what I want to do. Ian says, just the link helped me. I was too lazy to Google it. I'm glad I was here to do a service for someone. Christy says, yes, she has that. Yeah. Oh, love it. Lots of lanterns as well, and old dishes and pots and pans, etc. I'm not a big fan of old dishes if they're too floral, you know, but love old pots and pans, love old stoves, old lanterns, old axes, old knives. David's going wood stove shopping this weekend, so you're finally going to pick one up, eh? I know that you've said you had something specific in mind a few times ago that I spoke to you, and then it was sort of up in the air again last week. Was it last week that we spoke? Yeah, I did a live stream last week. Or was it the week before that we chatted after the fact? But I know that recently you had sort of been rethinking what you were looking for. And it sounded like you were kind of sounded like you were headed in a good direction in terms of having a the what's it called? The extra burn to clean up the emissions. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. I know what you're talking about. Raptor Ranch popping in, saying hi, saying too high. What? Saying hi to everyone from northern Wisconsin. How is the weather in northern Wisconsin tonight, Raptor Ranch? I am asking everyone how the weather's been because the weather in Montreal right now has been kind of cold, kind of damp, kind of unpleasant. Not too much, not too bad. And in fact, apparently it hit 19 degrees today, but it didn't feel that warm. 19 degrees Canadian, not 19 degrees freedom. But yeah, so and how are you doing tonight? How's the world treating you? Raptor Ranch says raining and nasty. It was a little rainy today, but not too bad. In recent days, it's been much rainier. But I like a nice light summertime rain. You know, when it's not cold enough to bite you. You know, when it's like a nice warm day, it's cooling off a little bit because you've got a light rain happening. Makes you kind of want to sit on the porch with a cup of coffee or hot chocolate or tea and just watch the rain and like have that porch and your house be out in the woods. Moving along. So yeah, raining and nasty is too bad. Carol says, yep. It was cold this morning, but the temperature shot up to 73 degrees freedom today. So that's in the 20s, I think. Yeah, you know, when it's a beautiful day outside, I have a really hard time sitting at my desk in the office. It's because I want to sort of find a reason to like do a lap of the building or something just so I can be outside. Peanut Trucker says, I got an old Yotul or Jotul wood stove that I can't use in Florida. What do you mean? How come? Why is that? David Evans says that Yotul or Jotul makes a good wood stove. I'm going to look this up. That did not work. Oh my gosh, with the typos tonight. So is it Jotul or is it Yotul? The radiant heat from yeah, but no, that's definitely Jotun. So are they Norwegian or is it sort of an American company or something? It's got a Hygge-blog. I know what Hygge is. Want to take a cozy ambiance of the fireside outdoors. Enjoy late evenings on your patio and relax comfort this summer with an outdoor fireplace. You assholes. I can't. I'm not allowed because I live in Montreal. I'm looking for like the About Us because I want to know if they're actually Scandinavian or if it's like you know, Häagen-Dazs. How it's they're based in I don't know what one of the smaller American states, but they put together a name with accents and sounded kind of European as a marketing thing. And I just want to see if these guys are the same. This is Yotul. Fighting the cold since 1853. Yotul is one of the world's oldest producers of stoves and fireplace inserts. Building on a proud Norwegian heritage. That doesn't mean that they're in Norway. Norwegian craftsmanship, Norwegian nature, culture, and craft are vital parts of our DNA. Our passion for warmth. You know what? I'm going to share this so that we're all reading together, because I think it'll be a really nice community experience for us all to read together, because I like to read. It says Norwegian cast iron wood stoves on their thingamajiggy. Cast iron, the choice for generations. Heating the Norwegian way. Long experience coping with the Scandinavian climate has taught us there is more to heat than can be measured with a thermometer. Our products deliver on all dimensions, whether it is the crackling sound of the fire, the view of a perfect flame, the optimized burning for efficient and sustainable use, or the timeless design. Yeah, but what I want to know, because it's got EPA reports, so that's an American thing, right? I mean, I could be just looking at their North American website as well. Home contact. Just gonna be a web thing, right? I don't know. Yeah, no, this isn't gonna tell me where you are. Yeah, great big bunch of, like, there's no about. This is Yotu. Fighting the cold since 1850, whatever. But where is your like? I want to know where their head office is. Here you will find catalogs with our complete line of wood and gas products. I don't care. Oh wait, everything sucks. The whole world sucks. Never mind. I'm ignoring this. I'm not sharing this screen anymore. To hell with Yotul. I don't care about them anymore. Got it after my dad passed. Try to keep it in the family, but why can't you use it in Florida? Sent me a picture of that as well, so I shall share that with the peeps. Who the hell says? Oh, look at that! Very cool. So why can't you use this? Very cool. Is it because like the seals are all gone or something on it because of age or what? Oh, David Evans is out. Okay, so he missed that whole conversation probably. All right, good night, David. Sleep well. Oh, okay. So they are made in Norway. It's too hot in Florida. Okay, I thought you meant like there was some legal reason, because living in Montreal, there is a legal reason, right? Not allowed to burn solids here unless it's a pellet stove, which makes me sad. Yeah, it is a cool little stove. I think it's really cool. When we bought this place, I've said this before, but I don't know how long ago I said this, so I don't know how many of you have heard this story. If you've heard this story, just stop me. You can't stop me. When we bought this place, I had this dream of setting up the garage as a workshop with a wood-burning fire stove in the corner. And I had this wild, naive notion of walking in the morning, lighting the stove, putting on a pot of water to boil for a cup of tea or whatever, and getting to work. Very informed by a Northmen video, or at that point they weren't called Northmen. What were they called? John Neiman. Northman used to be called John Neiman because Janus Neimanus, or whatever his name is, the guy who founded Aotin afterwards, was their head smith. And they did a video where that's like guy walks through a snowy field into the workshop, lights up the stove and gets to work. Cup of coffee, looks out at the snow outside. And that scene was so evocative. I'm very sold on things when it's shown to me in an evocative way. This is very true, especially if like there are certain songs that I adore because I can see what's happening. Right? And some of them are kind of old school and kind of like not, we're not exactly talking about ska or baby metal or anything like that. Like one song that the words just transport me is Sunny's Dream, which several people I know from Nova Scotia say that's the national anthem of Nova Scotia. Sunny's Dream, like I can see in my head like dry, dusty summer afternoon in like 1974. The Gambler, by from it was that it's not Chris Christopherson. Who was it who did the Gambler? Was it Kenny Rogers? Like you can see because of the way the lyrics are put together, you can see what's going on. And so anything that's very evocative, I really, man, I fall for that. I fall for it. Maybe because I went, because my mind was polluted by art school my whole life or something. But so yeah, so I had this dream of putting a wood burning stove in the corner and coming in early on a Saturday morning, lighting it up, having a morning tea, maybe throwing some bread down on it for toast or something, and getting to work. Because as you guys know, OG members and subs know, I love the quality of life heat that comes from a. How is that for a slip, eh? Freudian slip. Love the quality of life that comes from a wood burning stove, but I love the quality of heat that comes from a stove, maybe even more than a fireplace. There's an organic heat to it that I love. That you don't get that from an electric heater or maybe even from a pellet stove. So Peanut says we could use it, but the cost to set it up to use it for a couple of hours during the winter isn't worth it. Yeah, no, down in Florida, I could see why that wouldn't be worth it. I wish I could just drive down and throw you some money for it, because I would absolutely use that beautiful thing. Yeah, especially because I do love Scandinavian workmanship, but inherited from your dad, so hold it safe. B, I'm not driving that far for a stove, and C, I couldn't use it here anyway. It's not just Montreal, Jess. I'm not allowed to burn anything unless it's the primary source of heat for the house. Yeah, we're not even allowed to have it as the primary source here. But yeah, I know a lot of larger cities are doing this. The reason the ban exists in Montreal is very specific. And unfortunately, the reasoning is something I can't really argue with, because as someone with asthma, I understand perfectly. It's because the fine particulate matter from an entire suburb of fireplaces and wood stoves is worse for asthmatics than the cars are, right? The particles. I just lost my English. The poussière, the particles are fine. They are finer than a lot of the other pollutants, and so you're going to send less kids to hospital if you ban wood burning. But I do love a fire. I understand it as an asthmatic. I'm grateful for it, but I love a fire. I love the smell of walking through a neighborhood where at least one person has their fireplace on. Just means I have to find me a little plot of land out in the sticks to light a little fire on. Can't even have a fire outside in city limits. I don't even think I'm allowed to. Like, I think technically my barbecue, because it's a charcoal burner, I think technically my barbecue is illegal. Yeah, it was Kenny Rogers. Yeah. Nope, can't. It was a 3-phase ban. One, like the first couple of phases were like, no installations. You can replace your existing fireplace, like you can put an insert in, blah blah blah. But like, existing, stuff is grandfathered in, so long as you don't um, like renovate the room, take it out and try to put it back in, blah blah blah. But the third phase, which is I believe going into effect now or has gone into effect, is that even fireplaces that were grandfathered in because they've existed for 100 years or whatever they all have to be turned into inserts. Like now, you're not allowed at all. Which makes me wonder what we're going to do when the next ice storm of 98 strikes, but whatever. That's neither here nor there for now. But yeah, Chris, we're not allowed at all. If we were, man, I would put a stove in the living room and one in the garage. I work with a guy who grew up in a house with one of those wood burning kitchen ranges, the really big ones. And like when I was saying how much I want one and how I wish I could have that experience, he's like, no, you don't. It took forever to warm the house up in the morning on a winter's day. You couldn't get exact temperatures without some absolute acrobat. All this stuff, I'm like, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but stop ruining it for me. Like I've got this dream. Don't ruin it for me. But like a lot of the thing is, a lot of people who lived that life did want the progress, did want the electric stove or the gas stove. I miss having a gas stove. Sure, in Montreal, there are 2 sets of people who have a gas stove. Oh, we're coming to the end of this live stream. There are 2 sets of people in a city like Montreal that have a gas stove. Those who are in affordable housing, right, who are poor, and those who have a lot of freaking money. And even there, hold on. Hold on a second. Well, if you do come down, we'll get David and Pam over and we'll cook out all weekend and you can set your tent up by the pond. Don't even tempt me, please. Country Boy says, I kind of do what I want and apologize or pay the fine later. If I could afford to just pay the fine, that would be great. Thank you for a great live, Jess. The lanterns, the Yoto stove, the great YouTube channel suggestion, and of course the week picks. Have a great week, people. Bonsoir, bisous. Destiny, I may be doing it Wednesday instead of Tuesday next week, depending on something, but I will, I don't know, post about it. So for now, good night. Sleep well. And Chris says to Destiny, thanks for hanging out. Talk to you later. It's funny because I have such a great crew who hang out in the side chat every Tuesday. Like, you remember, like a couple of years ago, every now and again we'd have to ban someone for like being an iris hole. Little last second, edit there, or what do you call it when you blank out a swear word in a movie? Censor. But like we haven't had problems in a long time. Yeah, Christy, I remember one night specifically when Kevin was on, somebody was going after him, and I was just so mortified. I spoke to him the next day about it, and I was just like, oh God, because I didn't notice. And that's the problem. That's where I really funked it up. I didn't notice. I need to keep my eye on that side chat a lot more when I have guests on, because it wasn't fair that he was, I never closed the poll. I'm closing it now. Because I mean, it's 100% yes anyway, no matter what. So whatever. Country Boy. I think Destiny missed that one. Yeah, just let her know next week, okay? Well. 10 minutes until sleep time. What was I talking about? I was talking about something overly earnest, probably. What the heck was I talking about? I got distracted by that. Oh, yeah, I was saying like how it's so good that I haven't had to ban anyone in months. So 17 people voted, and it was all yes. I should definitely do a lantern stream. Yeah, Grace says, yeah, she apparently didn't like kissing. Yeah, I didn't get that. I mean, that guy is so generous with his time. He didn't charge me anything to come onto the stream. He has so much knowledge. He is such a force for good in the Canadian outdoors. Well, even American outdoors, right? I mean, he spends a lot of time at shows and stuff in the States too. But I mean, he's such a force for good. He's like, why would somebody go after him? I can see someone going after me before I can see someone going after him. And I try my damnedest to only reach out and touch someone on their YouTube channel if I have something positive to say or constructive criticism. And even then, like I don't think we're put on this earth to embarrass each other and hurt each other. And I don't remember her name, but I remember who she was. She was taking this guy down, and the thing is, she doesn't have a channel, right? She doesn't do this. If you're gonna take someone down, do the work first. Put yourself out there the way we do, because at the end of the day, what I'm doing is it's not safe. I don't mean I'm expecting someone to come in and like pop a cap in my ass. What I mean is it's very vulnerable to go out there and to put your stuff on the internet, to especially and put a live stream on the internet and open yourself up to whatever people may say to you or about you. And so, like, if you're gonna rip someone a new asshole, at least do the work of putting something out in the world first. Unless the person really deserves it, and I cannot think of any way in which Kevin deserved that. Anyway. Like, I'm sorry that whatever her name was not, bien dans son pot, I'm blowing the grammar in both languages. That there's something wrong. There's something negative happening inside her that she has to, reach out and insult somebody like that. But I don't ever want someone to look at me the way I look at that person, right? So I bring the light whenever I reach out and sort of say something on someone else's channel, unless they're really doing something that's like, you save yourself, don't do that again, kind of thing. And even then, someone else has usually said it, so I just say, like, I say what he says. There are channels that pay their rent by being negative stuff. I'm thinking about channels that are always like doomsaying about video games or about TV shows or whatever. Like, there's so much negativity out there, and I realized a while ago, and this is sort of like why I spend very little of my time on Facebook or Twitter or whatever the hell that asshole's calling it now. Is that I don't have the energy to be permanently outraged. I just don't. I don't have the energy for it. I don't want to spend my time being outraged. I'm 51 and I have a blood pressure problem. I want to let everything go. I want to enjoy what I got, which means I want to hit the woods like yesterday. But anyways, Peanut Trucker says, that's okay. I just ignore the ones who poke at me with their little jabs. Yeah, sure. Damn straight. Country Boy says, me to Chris, I just removed them from my YouTube life. Yeah, there's all kinds of people I block. You know what? The hell with you, block. I feel that, okay, so those of you who live in the States, in Canada, on Facebook, news articles are blocked because of a disagreement between um, Meta or whatever his company's called and the federal government. Can't post news. I mean, you can post, but they won't show up. It'll say this content is blocked or this content is blah blah. Facebook is so much better without people just posting news articles without even reading them. Like, the outrage is like a less than half on Facebook in Canada because you can't post the news stories. So that ugly thing where, someone posts something and someone else reads the headline and just shares it, and someone else just reads the headline and then shares it. It's gone. I mean, it's not enough to make me actually like Facebook, but it's a whole lot better than it used to be. So to me, I don't care that news articles are not posted in Canada. Yeah, Country Boy says something. Jess, you commute in Montreal, that would raise anyone's blood pressure. You know what? Yeah, I used to get, I would just get enraged, and what I finally had to do was say, no, you know what? I'm going to treat this as me time. I'm going to listen to the podcasts I enjoy. Hold that thought. I finally had to. I'm going to rewind. I finally had to sort of see this as me time. Put on the podcasts I enjoy and just listen and zen out if I can. If it gets late enough that I'm like, oh shite, I'm not gonna make it for the daycare pickup, then I get really antsy. But I just said shite twice. But I had to recast it to bring down my blood pressure because I was just going nuts, Country chat. I can't figure out how to block a YouTube user. He can't see my stuff, but they still pop up. I don't know either. Like I know how to block someone who's being an iris hole on my live stream, but I don't know how to block someone like on the in the regular context. Peter Trucker, I believe nothing on Facebook or any social media. Look, there's truth out there, but I don't care. I'm not getting my news from Facebook or getting my news from Twitter. I don't, because you're right. There are bots. There's all kinds of stuff. I take everything with a grain of salt. I don't do my own freaking research. Everybody, please don't do your own research. Like, read the science articles, which are boring. So maybe just read the abstracts. But like, I don't do my own research. I don't share stories without actually reading them. It's all stuff that social media has allowed. And it's all stuff that social media has allowed to turn us against each other. Man, we used to be able to disagree. This guy's a lefty, this guy's a righty, but they're both drinking the same beer. And it's like, because of social media, you can't anymore. And it's not political to say that we should all just be able to disagree and not hate each other. Oh, Christy's out. Hold on a second. Good night, Christy. Yeah, I'll see what it is. It's gonna be Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, but I'll see how it works. Peanut Truck really likes Elon. I hate the guy, but I respect that you see something of value there. Yeah, everyone's just sort of saying good night to Christy. Actually, it is 1 minute to 11, so I think we're all gonna say good night. Because I still have to get my damn taxes in order. So if I sit down on my computer and fall asleep again like I did last night, I'm going to be in trouble. But yeah, I mean, maybe I got a little maudlin at some parts of tonight's live stream. I tried not to. I tried to sort of skip past if I started to bore myself. But I think we had some good conversations tonight. I think I enjoyed seeing what people were saying in the side chat. I think I've already said that I think you guys are a great group. And I really look forward to Tuesdays. They set me up right for the rest of the week, and that's because of you guys. So between now and next week, whenever the heck I see you, everybody, please be safe, be sane, be healthy, and be kind to one another. Good night, everyone.